going?
Yep.
All right, you guys, we're back. I'm just telling Pam the whole story about the psychotic hurricane cleanup guy. I don't know, yeah. You guys haven't been following along with that, but yeah. Here's an idea. Run a background check before you let some guy come do your hurricane cleanup. Which I gotta tell you, I mean, that's my favorite saying. You guys, that don't live in Florida, but because we always go to this restaurant, Norwood's, and I always used to say the convicted felons that work in the kitchen at Norwood's are way better than the ones that, are way less bad than the ones that work at the kitchen at the Outback, which was right across the street. And the Outback actually closed. The Outback actually closed. I was really surprised.
Wow.
Oh, this place was packed every night. Oh, it was packed every night. No, they couldn't get in there fast enough. And then it just, I don't know. Last time we went, like, you've been to Norwood's, right?
No, I haven't.
All right, we better try to go there then. The last time we went there, yeah, Breck and Lindsay informed me that the Outback is no longer there. And I was just like, what? Apparently they took everybody that worked there and transferred them to some place way out of town or something. Anyway, guys, so we're back with Buddy. And what I want to talk about, you guys, and I don't think people talk about that enough either, because they're only thinking about themselves. This dog does what I call play the affable card on you, which means he comes up, acts friendly, like a used car salesman, because he's trying to sell you. He's trying to sell you, and if you buy it, you shot yourself in the foot, because he knows how to work you. All it takes is waggle over by this thing, it's petting me, and then I can just, I've got it. It's kind of like the girlfriend at home, or the wife at home. I got that one that one's where I need it to be. Now I can go off in the world and find other people, because they really don't. I haven't bought his card at all. He came running out here. He went waggling up to Pam. Well, Pam already knows don't have any reaction. It didn't work, and he just went on. It wasn't like he said, I'm devastated. My self-esteem has been demolished because this person didn't buy the Affable card. It's just something they're doing. Pit bulls do it as a breed. Pit bulls do it as a breed. And if you said, well, if you don't buy it, then what do you do with exploit it? You exploit it. You understand that he has got that to sell. You just have to let him know, here's what I need you to sell it to me. Sell it to me, sell it to me. Give me your pitch. Give me your best pitch. That's what they have to understand. So I don't have the collar on. What I want you guys at home to do, and Carla and Jeff, I don't know if you guys are watching, but I think in the beginning, you're best to present this as a singular piece of equipment. It's all one thing. It's not a separate collar and leash. And people will routinely tell me, I don't hook the leash to the e-collar because that'll make the stimulus uneven. Yeah, that's why you do want to do it. Because if you said, well, when I pull on a pinch collar, the pressure's not uneven, that's why you do want to do it. You don't want it to be the same. That's where you get into a bind. That's where you have dogs that shake their head. They're just externalizing, So I'll tell you what he's trying to play the Affable card. Look at him nudge my hand. Watch. I'm going to show you but my hand's not going to have any reaction. If it was a game show and you were a hand model and your hand could have no reaction. So he's trying something else now. That didn't work. That didn't work, so he'll try the arm lift. But that's, again, if you said, yay, how are they motivated? That's how. That's why they're so interested, because I'm not buying. And what I'm looking for is him to be on the hip.
No.
But again, he's dancing around putting on a show for me. That's what you want. If you don't have that to start with, it's not going to work. I'm understanding that now. As of last Tuesday, I understand if they're not going to do it by default, you telling them to do it might work some of the time, but it's not going to work all the time. So what we want to do, and I like the platform just to, but I don't want it to be ritualistic. And this dog is going to shake its head after I put the collar on. I want you to wait and see. If he doesn't do it, I'm getting somewhere.
I don't know how to say this person's name, but he puts big boobs.
Huh?
Balalam, big boobs. Big, bo big boss.
All right, but did you see, guys? Did you see what happened? I said that this dog is going to shake its head, and that's exactly what it did. So, and if you said, what does that tell you? That one, it's not an equipment neutral dog.
Sherwood joined.
Okay, I'm sure you saw that, but this dog, because it was trained with a pinch collar, shakes its head every time you put the equipment on. And so that, you know, again, what does that tell me? It tells me that it's not an equipment neutral dog. This is a 3.5-year-old dog. Do I want to spend all my time, you know, proving that it's, you know, that I can make it equipment neutral? No, but I better make a note. And I'm presenting this as one piece of equipment, but I'm pretty willing to bet any pinch collar dogs do this, you guys, and they'll do it when you take it off too. All right, now the second I let him, and I think because he's gonna do it, watch him. And again, he doesn't even realize he's doing it now. If I said to him, don't shake your head, and he shook your head, you shook your head. And he would say, I didn't even realize I did it. So I've got my leash, and he is looking at it. But I want to just work on, I know you're not going to be really walking fast, Carla, but I do think it's better. And I'm going to tell you, I've got a predetermined move. This dog is going to forge ahead. He can't help himself. So I'm actually giving him more slack.
Alice Richard. Richard.
Alice, oh hey Alice. He's like, who's she talking to? You see how my leash is, you guys? That's, at this point, if you're ready to go to off leash, this is how your leash should be. This is how your leash should be.
Barbie,
Barbie, my friend Barbie, she's the one that drove me to Marley and me. No other human on the planet could do it.
She says hi.
Remember, Barbie? What was the name of the dog mobile or something? Something you called it. And we put all the puppies in this thing, and we drove. And the movie dog trainer said it was in Miami. And after we got on the road, they texted us and said, oh no, it's in Homestead, which is like an hour. I was freaking out. I was a hot mess. Anyway, Barbie, tell Fred I'm going to text him later to see how things have been going. But you guys, you see, that's my move. That's how I'm... If I want him to go to the platform, I'm just looking there. I'm not looking at him at all. I think if they believe they can predict what you're going to do, you can change the timeline a lot, and then you're predicting what they're going to do. That's how it works. And again, this is a 3.5-year-old dog that's worn a pinch collar. If you think I'm saying to myself, I can get a bigger correction, and then he will learn, I'm not at all. And he's actually downing on the platform. The problem is there's not enough really room to go on the hip. So I can help him understand. You know, and I do think he will bend his paw. Let me see if I can get him to do it. He's thinking. That's what I want you guys. Yay! And if you said, why did you say it? Because he moved his paws. And if you said, well, where's that going to get you? Eventually he's going to move it the right way. Eventually he's going to move it the right way. If he thinks, and look at the part you want him, yay! And he went, and you know, if I had, yay! I was just going to say, if I had to guess, he knows how to shake hands. And that's why people can teach him to shake hands so easy. He's going to do it in a second. He's not even going to realize he's going to do it, because he's already moving that foot around. And if you said, well, how would that do it? Honestly, they've got reflexes that, you know, they move. You know, they do that. It's just like when I sit down, I go like that. You know, so they don't. Yay. he's trying to think, what the hell is she looking at? I do think, and Cher, I've really started doing more of that. You're looking at the part that you want him to move. He's thinking. You know, and you have to just be ready. They're not. Anyway. They're not. Yeah, I mean, they're not conscious that you're even conscious of that. So that's what I think you have to think of, Carly. You've got to be. This dog sees the leash as something that we don't want him to see it as. That's why he does that shake-off thing. And he's done that. You know, again, the leash is just what's attaching him to the mothership. And I mean, if you said, well, he's not interested, he's trying to do anything to see what I would like. You know, and that's what you want to be. We have a name for that. It's called a dog butler. A dog butler. So I can get him to hop a little bit. Watch. Because he will jump. Don't tell me he won't jump on you, Carla, because he will. All right, look, there's my... And he thinks he's pretty smart. Because he made a fast maneuver. Oh, I gave him the rope to hang himself with. Watch. You know, he said the best way to do it would be to tighten up the leash. If they do model behavior, then wouldn't he tighten the leash up after that? All right, so I need to work on getting him to turn towards a little bit. And I just need him to understand, you know, because he already does sort of understand angles and all these different things. You know, that I'm just... You know, I turn that way, and it's obvious, I gotta get away from the platform, that it's that you can see it coming. Because it's like, you know, if you ask the other dog, well, how can you tell when it's gonna turn? He said, oh my God, you can see this thing getting ready to turn from a mile away. You can see this thing getting ready to turn. So, and if you said what would be the best, you know, way to work on dogs that have foraged for a long time, it would be to install that turn towards and think of it as a battle of attrition. Even from here, I'm saying to the dog, you know, that's just how I angle that way. And it's going to be to your, that happens to me a lot, it's going to be to your advantage. And then I try to give him the treat out of that turn, buddy. You know, but he's saying to himself, heel. Oh, he's throwing his own little thing in. Oh, that it's to my advantage to, you know, because this thing turns in front of you. You guys never turned in front of it. You didn't have that option because he was out in front of you. All right, look, so if you said, how could you add the nick on the leash?
Sophia Ann says, Kelly's a dog whisperer.
I know, I forget to say words. I'm sure Buddy's owners are like, what are these commands? You know, and that's why if you give people the page...
Mike Vince joined.
Who?
Mike Vince.
Oh, Mike Vincent, that's our number one fan. Mike's our number one fan. But yeah, that's... Any dog, because this dog... There it goes, shake off again. Any dog that is a chronic forager, you have to, those are the two moves. Let me show you. These are your two moves. You've got your leash like this, and you're letting him know, I'm going to change direction. The problem with doing that too much is they'll run you, they'll work you. So you've got to help them understand there's an opposite of that. The opposite of turning that way is turning. So I'm giving real heel. Hang on. I'm giving real overt. I got discombobulated. But what I want you guys to say, at this point, I'm helping him understand. He's watching this hand. You know, if that's indicating. But if you do it, if they always forage, only turn this, they'll just get you going back and forth. You probably know that, Mike. So you've got to add, that turn towards. You want to do a bunch of the turn towards and a bunch of the turn away. You don't want to, now which way are we turning? Our turn towards, turning away? You know, it's got to be very, you know, he's just in free agency on the leash right now. But if anything, he thinks I have a diabolical angle where if this thing's not looking, I'm gone. All right, so watch. So, but you can help yourself. You can help yourself by teaching these turns even when the dog is stationary, just by implying that you go that way. I mean, it's pretty hard not, you know, if he's looking for the cue, it's pretty obvious. I'm just overacting it. I went to mime school. Yay. I'm getting ready to turn. Everything about me says that. Yay. And he added his own little
jump.
He added his own little, and if he shakes when I take this leash off, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad it didn't make a click, but I bet the click might watch. A lot of dogs, the click will, he's going to shake. I really think he's going to shake. I don't know if you were watching earlier, Mike, but.
Yep. It says, yep, block the path off. That's what Mike Vincent said.
Block the path off? But yeah, I mean, and you do want to end it like this, I think. He's not, all right, come on, let's just go for a quick walk, Pam. Let's take him to the pond.
Okay.
But, you know, he's not saying to himself,
You stay here.
thank God that's over. You know what I mean? I was trying to play the Affable card. Ignore him. He's not saying thank God it's over. But if you said, you know, what level of importance would you give to getting rid of the shake-off? I think if you kept working, it would go away on its own. But I don't think you should maybe necessarily, it's not anything I would just say, okay, well, what we need to do is get rid of this shake-off, because the people would be like, what? Well, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've only got a couple treats. I'm going to go over, do you have any treats on you?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to go over there, and you stay there. And as I walk back, because this is what dogs that play the Affable card do. They abandon you because they already know what you do. They want to see if the other humans do that too. You know, they run over to complete strangers who then they do start petting them. All right, you stay right there. I'm just going to walk, and when I come back, he'll probably go right to you. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful day, though. It's a beautiful day. Yep, the fish are following me. Oh, somebody here?
Yep.
Someone's here? Okay, girl, hang on. Be right there. All right, this is a good distraction. Buddy! All right, come on. We'll use Laura as a distraction because I'll tell you who dogs like to play the Affable card on. New people. Once they've played it on you and you bought it, they need to sell it to somebody else. All right, watch him. Stay right there because he's going to see her out there. She's probably right by the gate. All right, look, he's looking around. Where are you at? All I had to do was get her to say something. Buddy! All right, watch out. Get to the side a little bit. Yay! You've got to add it right then, you guys. Your job is, again, to use organic distractions. Sure, the people think you're crazy. Stay in your car, lady. Don't get out. Don't move. Don't pet the dog. Okay. Don't worry. I just slam your door one time. Any little thing like that distracts them. Oh, you brought a cake? Oh, okay. Oh, buddy won't get it. Stay on him. Buddy! And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen this time, you guys. And if you said, what was that? It was a refusal. It was an impasse. And if I want to, buddy! Yay! Ah! If you said, what was that? That was my nick. That was my nick. If I don't want that, because what he started to do was go, if I don't want that, I better add my nick. And I was only on 36, but... All right, Cam, come back over here
Okay.
one time. But that's when you add your nick. And if you said, well, how many nicks have you had?
Uh-oh, close, low battery.
Uh-oh.
Close.
All right, just put low power mode. Uh-oh. All right, we can do this a little bit more now.
Okay.
All right, get back in your chair.
Okay.
We're gonna get on a second. All right, come in. All right, look, there he goes. I'm gonna do my nick. Buddy! Stay right there, stay right there. I'm turning it up. Yay. 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 I'm gonna let him go back. Yay. I'm gonna let him go back because I've now cranked my neck up. Yay. Okay. All right, just jiggle the gate one time. That's all it takes with one like this. And if you said why, just jiggle the chain. Yeah, he's not gonna fall for that. Man, you don't want it to seem set up-ish. All right, girl, come in. But I'm gonna stop him before he gets to her. All right, here. But, you know, if you said, how does that... Buddy! Yay! Yay! That was 62, bam, bam, bam. That was 62, bam, bam, bam. Yay! And if you said, what did I do? Buddy! I created a wall. All right, get in your chair. Get in your chair, my beautiful friend.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Laura is my friend with a beautiful spirit. She gives me faith. I can carry on because of her. And we had 2 of the foster dogs during the hurricane, and I didn't call Laura because I knew she would want us all to die together. She'd want us all to go together. Oh, Rick Scott already had plans. Don't worry, we'll get your bodies out of the way before any tourists come to town.
But we're going to put
Do you remember-
Flower back together.
Do you remember that when the governor was on there? And I turned it off. I was like, forget this guy. I don't like him when it's not a crisis. Now he's hysterical.
Is this your handsome fella?
Huh?
Is this
No.
your handsome fella?
No, this is my cousin,
mine's in the
Pam.
K.
She too showed up unexpectedly. So I didn't know what was going on. I was like,
Monday morning.
I'm very easy to just stun and get confused when anything interrupts my little routine. Anyway, guys, so you can see where we're at. I maintained sure, I had to make myself interesting by using the nick, but that was 62. And if you play that back, and if you said, why didn't you let him get closer to her? Oh, I panicked. But what I did was went bam, bam, bam. And then I did, again, that's what I want you guys to think of. If you're only doing your recall and they're only going to a stationary handler, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because I've got this option where I know I can get them to go with me. So instead of a recall to a stationary handler, I increased the distance away. Laura was farther away now because I went farther away. She's not coming closer, you know. You've learned a lot about movement, haven't you here, girl? Like just movement. And that was that video I saw where these 2 pit bulls came in this woman's yard and she had a little baby. And she left the baby. She should have thrown the kid in her car. She should have thrown the kid in her car. And she started to walk away, and she had these dogs. They were going with her. And I'm going to tell you, she had a very deliberate way of walking, just like that. She was trying to go take him to their owner. And this thing looked back over its shoulder, and there was that little baby.
Oh.
She had him going the other way. If the kid would have stood still, but the second it saw that movement, it went back, and then so she had lost control. Well, next thing, she's huddling on her doorstep, shielding the kid's body from these two dogs, because they do, once they get focused on something, you know, kids have a, you know, way of moving that, you know. Anyway, guys, so that's where we're at. I got to go put the phone on the charger, but if you said you were not able to maintain the dog's interest, yeah, I had to force my hand a little bit at the end, but that's what these dogs are doing. He wants to play the affable card on everybody. He would come over, and Laura, you know, if she just petted him, then it would be the next people coming. Am I wrong? Mm-hmm. Then it would be running over there waiting to that, and then it just goes on and on and on, and I'll tell you who you are, just one of them. You're just another customer for the used car salesman, and I can tell you they don't have really any, if you think used car salesmen have really any concern for you, they don't. My dad is like the most amazing person in the world. I mean, he's a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. The only people he doesn't like are used car salesmen. I never could figure that out when I was, I couldn't figure that out when I was younger. He just sees them as weaselly. You know, he could see through the weaselly thing. I just thought they were friendly and nice. And they really like you. They really seem concerned about you and your new car and your future. Am I wrong? All right, guys, we gotta go. Am I wrong, though? And that's